So today, change came to visit Whitney Plaza Garage. I promised you a suspension build, but as the saying goes, man plans and God laughs. Because I don't actually have any suspension parts, front or rear. So the plan for episode 3 changed to include parts I actually do have. Hi, I'm Dr. Kevin McCurry, and welcome to Whitney Plaza Garage, where Gums and Gumption builds dreams. When the kit arrived, some of the parts didn't. No front suspension? That was Build Manual Chapter 1. No rear axle? That was Build Manual Chapter 2. And nobody could tell me exactly when they were coming. No problem. Chapter 3 is the Firewall. Things happen, plans change, the goal remains the same. Build the truck. One has to adapt, kind of like life. The firewall separates the engine compartment from the cab. It helps block the heat and noise. And it becomes the mounting point for things like the heater, AC hose manifold, brake fluid reservoirs, brake lines, wiring, and the steering column. So getting this lined up correctly matters. To locate the mounting points, the firewall panel is placed into position. Then from inside the cab, you trace the outline of the frame onto the aluminum firewall panel. I'm just using a marker to outline where the frame rails contact the firewall. With these markings, I can line up exactly where the mounting holes need to go. Once the firewall comes back off the truck, you can clearly see the markings showing where the frame sits against it. This becomes the road map for drilling the mounting holes. Now, some of us have an affliction called OCD, and dentists tend to have it in spades, and I am no exception. Although, honestly, it should be CDO, alphabetical order. If you know, you know. When symmetry is not possible, well, that is why God gave us coping skills and, of course, medication. To limit medication use insanity, we use this spacing guide for hole placement. Before drilling aluminum like this, it helps to mark each hole location with a center punch. I used a spring-loaded punch, precise, OCD compliant, easy to use, and protects fingers from hammers. Aluminum is soft and very good at letting drills wander. The small dimple keeps the drill bit centered exactly where you want it. With holes punched, each location gets drilled using a 1/8 drill bit. These are pilot holes used during the fitting stage. Once the holes are drilled, the firewall goes back onto the frame. Instead of bolts or screws at this stage, we're using a temporary fastener called a Cleco pin. You squeeze them with special pliers, it extrudes a pin, place it in the hole, and when you let go, it holds the panels together tightly. With the Clecos installed, the firewall is now held firmly onto the frame. This lets you confirm everything lines up correctly before final assembly. So today we skipped ahead in the build sequence, but that's part of building something like this. You have a plan, and sometimes the project or life has other ideas. So you adjust, and you just keep moving forward. Not the suspension, but progress is progress, one step closer. And since the suspension still hasn't shown up, next time we're jumping ahead and tackling the steering. Anything worth doing is worth doing well, whether it's teeth, trucks, tractors, or tools. Thanks for watching Whitney Plaza Garage, Gums and Gumption.